Okay.
So I was really lucky. I was able to find an internship at the Bucyrus Radio Group, and it's locally known as WBCO, WQEL 92.7, where all the greatest hits of all time go. It's kind of cheesy, but it actually worked out really well for me because I do live in Bucyrus and I have made the commute to Mansfield for my entire schooling, and I was able to be located in my hometown for an internship, and that kind of made me feel really special because I could see myself in a position in my hometown working and feel like, okay, this is what I can do with my life. I don't have to be located somewhere else. I can stay here and I can work and I can help my community. And I also got really lucky because it was a paid internship. So I didn't have to spend a lot of gas money going somewhere out of town. I got to make pure profit while I was an intern there. And I also got to work with a woman. We had a general manager there, and she was a woman. And that was really inspiring for me and a big confidence boost for me because just seeing a woman in a position of power gave me a sense of empowerment and a sense of, I really can do this. I really can use my education towards something practical. And I learned a lot about communication. I learned a lot about the behind the scenes production, copywriting. I went on some broadcasts and got to go on the air, and I also got to practice my writing skills. I wrote essays for them, and I was in the newsroom writing news stories for them, and everything got posted online, and I got a lot of positive feedback from the community, so that was very reassuring and something that I really needed at the end of my education career to transition into the job place.
Okay, so second question. How did you find out about the internship opportunity?
Actually, I got an email from Tracy Bond, and she said that this internship is in your town, and it sounds like it would be perfect for you. And she said she wanted to warn me that there would be other people applying for it, but she also reassured me that she thought from her perspective that I was the best candidate for the job. And so I went ahead and got all the paperwork filled out. It gave me a chance to practice resume writing and get that prepared so I would have something ready to go by the end of my graduation. And yeah, I ended up going for an interview. I got a phone call and they said, we want you to be in here, and it just all worked out from there.
Okay, with having a family, and I know other people in the same position have families and have a class schedule, how did you find time for an internship?
I didn't really find time. I had to make time for an internship. I knew that I needed something else on my resume besides just college. And I did have an extensive, background in other fields, but they weren't really fields where I could move forward in a professional career. And so I wanted that little extra boost on my resume to just make me more marketable to an employer. And it took a lot of sacrifice, not just for me, for my family. They support me 100%. My kids are so excited about school from watching me go to school and watching me make all the sacrifices, doing the homework, going through the late nights. And I was also really lucky that there's a daycare here on campus that I could bring them with me all through my schooling and make that a part of their lives too. So I also worked other jobs on top of being an intern, and I was finishing my couple classes that I needed over the summer so I could graduate in the August graduation. And my boyfriend and my parents and his parents all kind of band together and said, we're going to get you through this. It's 8 weeks and we can all do it together. And by the time it was over, the summer had flown by, and it felt like we missed a lot over the summer. But by the time that graduation day came, everybody was just so excited to celebrate, all in tears of joy, and it was overwhelming.
Okay, what would you say to those who are thinking about doing an internship, and what positives came from doing an internship?
Well, I mentioned that one very good thing for me was to see a woman in a position of power, because a lot of, especially in a hometown, a lot of the positions of power are filled by men. And it's really hard for a woman or a young girl to see herself taking the reins and taking the helm when so many men are, in power. And so I really got lucky that I worked with a woman, and it wasn't always smooth sailing. She definitely critiqued me a lot. She would say, I don't know if you should say this, or I don't know if you should say this. And it really made me think about my professional mannerisms and what I needed to work on to move into a position of power like her. And it also really gave me a lot of confidence. I really did not know what I was going to do with my degree. I didn't know what I was going to do after I graduated. And I even, contemplated staying in school for another year so I could, have some more experience, take more classes, and maybe figure it out. But I decided I'm just going to do this internship, and I'm just going to finish it up. And it really boosted my confidence that I really can make something happen no matter where I'm at in my life.